So good afternoon to both of you, Albert and Brian. So in continuation of our discussions before, we have discussed about the physical and anatomical and chemical changes of harvested commodities in relation to post-harvest, and now we'll proceed with the physiological processes in harvested commodities. So when we say physiological processes, it means that all the chemical and the functional process that's taking place with inside the commodity or the plants or fruits or vegetables as a whole in relation to post-harvest handling. So first and foremost is we have respiration. Okay, so respiration is different from transpiration because it's a series of biological reactions in cells which after photosynthesis, the products of photosynthesis, which are known as the photosynthetes, are being used or utilized by plants or even animals, and they make it, they convert it into simpler forms for their metabolic activities. So with this, there will be a release of heat and ATP or adenosine triphosphate that will be used as energy. So even this is taking place within the plant as while it is growing, but also after harvest. No, so this is actually represented by this equation: the photosynthesis in the form of carbohydrates or C6H12O6 plus oxygen is converted to water and carbon dioxide, and with 38 ATP or as a form of energy plus heat, no, heat dissipation. So that's our respiration. So when we say respiration, it's a process wherein a biological reaction wherein the the photosynthetes are converted to energy to release energy, no, to make use for growth and development of plants and for post harvest as it continues to to its shelf life. So hi Robert, I'll just make another screenshot, okay, para sa inyong attendance. Okay, so going back to the topics, we are now under physiological process in commodities after harvest. So
Pero sana
first and
ako
foremost
si Vicky ba si Agam.
respiration.
Wag kayo. Oy, book up.
Robert, paki-mute sa mo ang
Ay, good
ano.
Pero nakasiris lang.
Roberto.
Di sa meeting ka na mo. To ami o sa decor mi.
So, Robert, please mute. Paki-mute. Paki-mute. Robert, paki-mute sa imuhang ano.
Ay sa mo nag-classic.
Okay, so respiration may be aerobic or anaerobic. Ano kaibahan? So when we say aerobic, it means with air or without air. So with air, no, it's aerobic respiration. So if you just want to answer me, you just turn on your mic, no? And Robert, please mute your mic. So since naa ka sa outdoor, para dili ma-disturb ang discussion. But if you want to talk, then you can turn on your mic. So for aerobic respiration, it has oxygen sufficiently available, and thus the increase of the ATP. So this is actually represented, and this is aerobic respiration occurs in the mitochondria of the cell. So as you can see, the reactions in the chemical bonds of ATP. So we have you should be able to bear in mind the equation of the aerobic respiration and the respiration itself, no? Again, with the carbohydrates and oxygen and water, it will release carbon dioxide and water plus ATP. So during glycolysis, the glucose is converted to pyruvate, and you notice it releases 2 ATP or adenosine triphosphate. And it will enter into the mitochondria, wherein there is formation of acetyl coenzyme A. This acetyl coenzyme A is then converted in the for the citric acid cycle with the release of 2 ATP, and then converted to different metabolites during the electron and transport and chemiosmosis with the release of 32 ATP this time. So this is known as the electron transport and chemiosmosis, while this is under citric acid cycle. So this is overall the aerobic respiration. Anong difference niyan sa anaerobic respiration? Wherein oxygen is deficient, therefore less lang ang iyahang or lower ATP. So it's anoxia or without oxygen, so 2% critical level of oxygen. So usually if you have heard, Louis Pasteur is the one which discovered pasteurization, when we usually say pasteurized milk, because it is disinfected using pasteurization, no, or without oxygen or lower oxygen, high carbon dioxide. So the end product usually is ethanol and acetaldehyde. So Jerry's is here, so I will have another screenshot lang ha. Okay, so in continuation, the tissue or cell damage due to the low ATP and toxic effects of ethanol and acetaldehyde. So in human beings, this also happen when we try to run, exercise, and then we got a lot of muscle pain. That is due to anaerobic respiration. That's why masakit ang ating katawan. So that's the difference between the two. So to differentiate both anaerobic to aerobic respiration, so ito yung what's in anaerobic. So the usual aerobic is in the mitochondria, wherein we have already discussed a while ago, while anaerobic usually in the cytosol. So for the glucose, it is converted to pyruvate acid with the release of 4 ATP and 2 ATP, and there are 2 types from the pyruvate acid. Because without the oxygen, it will proceed to yeast fermentation or lactic fermentation, which is the end product is lactic acid, and for the yeast fermentation, the end product is alcohol and oxygen. So actually, commodities in this instance are whether aerobic or anaerobic respiration rate are classified based on respiration rate. Those which have high respiration are high respiring, which means that tissues with rapid growth at harvest, like the asparagus, young cob corn, bamboo shoots, bean sprouts, okra, this have high respiring and have high respiration rate. which like for cob corn, it has 570 milligram carbon dioxide kilogram per hour at 25 to 32 degrees. This is just an example. So in high respiring commodities like immature fruits, they do not enter developmental phase where accumulation of storage compounds may occur. So they are classified as high respiring kasi immature pa sila and they have more storage compounds, no? Okay, sige. So, for another classification is the moderate respiring, no? Based on respiration rate. So, fruits at physiological maturity are under this category, like papaya with a tinge of yellow at apical portion and with example 130 milligram carbon dioxide per kilogram per hour at 25 to 32 degrees Celsius. So, if this has 130 milligrams, yung kanina, it has 570 milligrams. That's why they are highly respiring. So, another, and the last one is the low respiring, like the storage organs, bulb crops, root crops, and tubers, yam, ube, and dormant stage. They have 2.5 milligrams carbon dioxide only at 25 to 32 degrees Celsius. So, the relations, those are the three classification of commodities based on respiration rate. Highly respiring, moderate, and low respiring. So what is the relationship between the two? So I'll just, I guess I'll just stop until respiration rate because I will be on a meeting now. So I'm sorry, but we will just continue next meeting after I end this, okay? So if you have questions, just comment. Yeah, just comment your question, no, on the video that I'm going to post. No, so to continue, the relationship of respiration and post-harvest life are inversely proportional. What does it mean? If the respiration is high, then the post-harvest is low. So for highly respiring commodities, it has also low post-harvest shelf life. But for low respiring commodities, it has high post-harvest life. That's why it's inverse. So faster respiration, the shorter post-harvest life. So highly respiring commodities like young cob corn will deteriorate faster than lowly respiring ones like ginger. And without respiration, it will also lead to deterioration because it's the one that keeping the commodity actively or keeping it its shelf life, no, for respiration. So another relationship is that the faster the respiration, the faster also the release of heat, and the higher is the temperature of surroundings. That's why mag-moist siya minsan, no, of the commodity, especially if packed. Then further increase in respiration with refrigeration load. So if you notice in your refrigerator, if it's packed with commodities inside, so it's not that as cold enough, no, because of respiration rate. So the higher the temperature above optimum, the faster also the respiration, and the shorter is the shelf life. So every 10 degrees Celsius increase in temperature, actually the respiration doubles. It's known as the Q10 phenomenon. So what is the Q10 phenomenon again? It's there is an increase of doubles of respiration if the temperature increases, no, every 10 degrees Celsius. And this will shorten post-harvest life by half. And for injured commodity, it will also increase respiration, especially wound-induced respiration. Like for compressed tomato, yung amount ng carbohydrates niya, carbon dioxide pala ay 40 milligrams. Compared to undamaged tomato, which is only 14 milligrams normally. So, classification, reverse based on respiration patterns. We have both climacteric or non-climacteric. So I'll just maybe end up here, no, up to condition as student's respiration. And you may raise your question later. So again, the climacteric are the increase of respiration during ripening, and then it declines. So it has phases: the pre-climacteric, climacteric rise, and the post-climacteric rise, as shown here, no? In the pre-climacteric phase, it's hardly there's no change in respiration, but in the climacteric phase, there is burst of respiration and then it declines. So usually size green, maximum size, but it means mature, and then mag-ripen siya, and then the respiration would increase, and then after senescence, it will decline. For climacteric, it's usually harvested at optimum maturity. Although green pa siya, but ripened after harvest, can still be ripened, no, properly. And it shows dramatic changes after harvest, like the apple, avocado, banana, mango, peach, pear, plum, tomato. These are under climacteric fruits. So this should be harvested green because this gonna ripen anyway because of ethylene or respiration rate. Now, what are these non-climacteric? This continuously decline a rate of respiration from maturation to the end of senescence. There is no burst of respiration during post-harvest, and harvested ripe and ready for consumption. So, for example, for bell pepper, cherry, citrus grapes, pineapple, strawberry, watermelon, and beans, you must harvest them when they are yellow or they are ripe, no, not green, because they're not gonna change in color except for citrus, no. When you apply ethylene, they will become yellow, but then it doesn't mean it's sweet already if it's immature. So because the respiration rate compared to the climacteric plants, no, this is the graph of the climacteric fruits and the ethylene level. So as you notice, through time, it increased and then decline. But in non-climacteric fruits, the respiration rate declined, but the ethylene level is stable. So that's the difference between the two. So in application to post-harvest, when you harvest climacteric fruit like mango, you can harvest them at green stage. But for non-climacteric fruits like pineapple, you cannot harvest them when they're still green. There must be 1/3 yellow at the base of the color of pineapple because these are non-climacteric fruits. So how do you slow down respiration? Through low temperature and low oxygen and high carbon dioxide. So low temperature is the potential storage life optimum temperature is about 12 to 15 degrees Celsius for almost all tropical commodities, while it will also slower or lower when the oxygen is low and the carbon dioxide is high, usually at modified storage atmosphere. So that you decrease the oxygen at tolerable level, and you can do this through vacuum pack. No, have you seen a vacuum pack? For example, rice or other commodities. So there's also a critical level for carbon dioxide, and it's called as the modified and controlled atmosphere technology. So another aspect of physiological process is transpiration, but I'm sorry, I am short of time now and I need to stop the video call. If you have your question, just comment your question on our group chat and on the video that I'm going to post, okay? I'm so sorry, and I had to say goodbye to the actually apat kayo, no? Robert or Albert, Jerry,
Yes, ma'am.
at kanina
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm happy
Yes,
to
ma'am.
see you, and sorry,
Sorry, ma'am. Gano'n ako sa loob, ma'am.
I cannot answer your question for now. But please also answer try to answer the quizzes, no? Are you done with the quiz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll give you an update after my
Wala pa ko,
meeting.
ma'am.
Also, please have time. We also, although we only meet for 30 minutes or less, so but then you have a lot of things to do in your classwork in your Google Classroom. So isang quiz pa lang naman ang aking na-post. No. Introduction to post-harvest. Okay, so I have to say bye. Thank you for your attendance.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Charot.
Hey, ma'am.
Bye.
Radyo kayo
Sundyan
na
na, ma'am.
naabot.
Karoon ako sulod, ma'am. Kay, abi na kong to, ma'am. Nag-last check ko ni ma'am.
Sorry.
Si ma'am. Okay po, ma'am. Salamat, ma'am.
Ako, nagbiyahe yung ma'am.